those that they have been hit are those that have in all great part of the joy, and they have been able to survive the impact. That would be the same thing in the same case of the civilizations. They don't come this type of cortege to corroborate if you have fulfilled the classic "you do love among you," but rather if you have entered or left, who yes they have made it, and if it can take out them to rescue or to return to their origin place. It is to understand, at least in this that is known already, this type of cortege, it is already known who have been put or correspond into this place for one thing or another one, as likewise who owns the conjugation, but not for that you will have to learn it or to achieve it here. Let us say in the earth. That is not this way. We clarify, not at least in this cortege type, maybe in another one, yes, it is it. It is to understand then that there is not nobody in the earth that deserves to survive of something, less if it doesn't have a clear about what it is that what is necessary to survive. It would be said that for ignorant of the things that are good or bad, the binary hells and the poridemos are full of ants of that level and caliber. For a better calculation form, let us say that so alone there are 9 beings or 9 spirits, that those come with the classic love you those some to the other ones, with that conjugation already learned, that the millions and millions of beings that exist in the earth are as the anthill. They have not still received the impact, for it is it that those that have come from the conjugation won't fear anything, and they will only be concentrated only on what they have come to make. Let us say for the same day of the impact, where the impact is not in fact of a wrong or of a good. It is an impact of the eternal charm, since it cannot open up the door of a total or half eternity when from the same part of it turns of the anthill from the same bottom of its roots. It is from where they prevent many things that have not still been sowed in fact. The examples of Sodom and Gomorrah as those of Noah and the diverse floods, they are examples that have left them in the history aspects to keep in mind that they are already selections, prearranged ones, from where many queries arise, many the same ones always. But you yourselves, you cannot judge who or who have such good or which bad. That is already part belonging to the other spheres of the things. Won't this cortege be able to come to their moment and give an example, to come to Urito and to tell him that they will impact to the earth or to its spirit or to its non-existent resident still, and that Urito will worry and to tell to them that if there is to alone a quantity of 50 people for which it is not necessary to make such an iniquity of wrong on the same earth, will it be possible that doesn't take such measures on the man? This fact, they would answer him that if so alone there are 50 people of fair to proceed and vary in the very same one, without speaking at least of the joy, in fact such an iniquity on the earth would not be made. And then it would be known immediately, it would be known that those 50 are the same knowledge that the share of the ships of certain civilizations in this is for the 2 million people, but that if there are in the quantity of those 2 million people, with 50 you don't arrive to the minimum of a share, neither to its maximum, that it doesn't pass to the 2 million people, and the ship is opaque, it is black, and with normal pulses of the good and of the good intentions. In fact, if there are 5 people, neither would be possible. They would have to be the clear 2 million people. It is as saying they will have to be those people to be. Urito doesn't have the mission, neither the obligation that neither the 50, neither the 2 million people will be present to him, neither his seed. Come from your classic love you those some at the other ones. But the 9 that they come from the conjugation, they have another share in another ships also, that they cannot still die dying, because their matters are of the joy. So in this sense, understanding an end of the world, it is as once that also understand the beginning of the same one. For it is that if certain polyremos will continue repeating it, better that certain civilizations really destroy the anthill, where is already too polluted the same one with a foy, but a foy that doesn't end up being not well yet. It is not possible that for the net that certain spirits be able to accept Jesus' message or to understand the science of Henry Stravel or of Ascot. Therefore, many of the videos that are come from this type are those that come sealed, for at that, the moment you open it, when the cortege have arrived. Nevertheless, certain events that wake up the same internal fiber of a conscience can still happen even latent inside the same root of the man's organization in the earth. No one on hand of the alone man and for the other of the alone woman. Together that is not possible still. What is not possible is what will never be it, but well, it can end up being the impossible thing, that it will be the possible thing according to the barrier or the line of the good or of the wrong that has spent. For that reason it is to many of you cannot be wrapped or to cover with a carnal personality. It is rather granting them success and error to make where there is not anything where the time is enough, so that in ages so alone in the own time, for that time never ends up being compact, but so single-handled and illusorily, so certain many or few quarantines they are made so that they are completed. It is in this to know that this type of cortege is formed by scientific professionals of many levels and differences of its actions. So in this case the forms of delays of the facts are those that have been made packed was in that way, so that the confederations decide this. Any differences doesn't exist between the anthill and the cities. Rather, everything can be in the option of the strongest, where in this forest type where the most capable will only survive. Another city type and anthills exist where none of both survives neither lives. Alone they are able to exist. It is exist and to be, less to reproduce. That is still very, very pretense for the gene. Being the gene, there are certain emotions and departures of the same emotion, for where the joy has all the possibilities in the gene, because simply in some specimens already inside the same gene it has separated the code of program of the wrong or of the foy, but is as already anything was not expected from the very human one, and that the confederations constantly were changing plans. What happens as they already enter in the interests of the confederations, it is another thing.